All right, good. Um, Anyways, I think that we'll get started this Ray Higden thing that I just got the link for. So it did get recorded. I tried to record it yesterday. Success. This though, guys. Loud. Okay, so I'm going to send this out to you guys tonight. But Ray Higden is a trainer. He was a top earner in another company, made millions and millions of dollars, and he trains everybody in a very simplistic way. So he kind of went through in about 15 minutes yesterday how he approaches people on social media, and I thought it was really awesome. So I'll send that recording out to you guys tonight. It's about a 20, maybe a 20-minute video that you guys will be able to watch. So I know a lot of people on the team tried to actually get on live and couldn't. I got on. I did video it on my phone, but then I was able to get the recording through somebody else. So I'll send that out. I highly recommend that you guys jump on that. In the meantime, I thought maybe Ann could briefly touch on a little bit of the NAD information as far as the ordering, because you guys have heard a little bit about when you can order, how you can order, and all that type of thing. So
yeah,
go ahead. And
so basically, as of September 30th, people will be able to place orders for pickup at Elite Academy. So for those people that are going to Elite Academy, you can place an order September 30th that you would be picking up in Long Beach. If you're not able to go to Long Beach, you can place your order online October 4th. So, you know, it doesn't behoove anybody for us to pick up product for you at Long Beach, because you'll just be able to place the order October 4th if you can't go. So you can make it for your subscription for the month of October. They'll have it, you know, in those strips, in the stacks, along with all the other, you know, Protandems, the Nerf 1, the Nerf 2, the probiotic, the Omega, and the prebiotic. You can get that ultimate stack, or you can just order the NAD, or whatever it is that you need. All of that will be available October 4th for you to purchase online and add to your subscription for the month of October.
right. And Anna, if you decide to come in with a pack, say October 1st, it'll probably be in one of the new packs.
It says October 4th, new enrollment packs, including the Protandem family of products, are available.
Okay.
So as of that October 4th, it should be
in a new pack.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit about, we've been trying to read up on this and get educated. And as you guys know, we just got introduced to this last week. But here's some quick benefits, because Amy and I were talking as I was driving back tonight. I was telling her about your mom and things like that, and situations we were in with cognitive ability. But improves mental focus and concentration, supports positive mood and motivation. We all need that, right? Boosts mental and physical energy, which I've actually witnessed in 24 hours. We just took it yesterday for the first time. And I'm all fired up here today for some reason. Helps support healthy cholesterol levels, supports healthy vascular system. In other words, blood flow, supports joint health. So I think it's pretty cool. A lot of the people that we've been talking to were feeling it immediately within 24 hours. So this is going to be extremely exciting. I do have the video from last week that I'm also going to send out, which was the introduction by Dr. Dixon. So I was able to obtain that, and we'll send you guys a link, and you can kind of watch what we watched last week on the Elite call. Okay. So that's a little bit about NAD. This past weekend, we were at LVA in Cleveland, and we had a Master Pro 10, Marcel Niederhauser, come in, and that was pretty exciting. Marcel really did a nice job of driving down the point that it's not always the person that you enroll that will build your business. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean, for example, Amy, that if you enroll Anna, that Anna's going to be the one that goes Pro 10. She may go Pro 5, but she may know somebody that goes Pro 10. You know, in reality, I can tell you from our standpoint, nobody that we directly enrolled built our business as big as it is. It was somebody that we enrolled that introduced us to somebody, that introduced us to somebody. So I always want you to remember that if you enroll somebody and they're not doing much, don't get upset. Don't think it's necessarily you. It really comes down to when somebody comes in, they're going to introduce you to people that you don't know. And that's where you start to build your business, and that's where the magic happens. So if Anna comes into the business, Anna's going to know people that, Amy, you probably don't know, and a lot of people on the team, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really where the magic happens. I mean, I think we were 5 levels deep before we really had people on fire. And we work with everybody. Mm-hmm. That's why you have that generational matching bonus. That's what's so cool about that, because you can drive your business down deep. And we always try to work from the bottom up. So no matter where somebody comes in, we reach down there and work our way up with them. And that's what we try to duplicate. That's a little bit about what Marcel said. Now, Ann and I actually went up to Chicago after LVA, and it was interesting. This is just a little tip on how to introduce this to people if you don't know what to say, because a lot of people say, well, what do you do? And what do you say? Well, I'm working with LifeVantage, and they don't know what that is. So they may say, well, what is it? So we went to Chicago and visited our nephew this weekend. He's actually a science nerd, him and his wife. They're intelligent, but they're very much science nerds. And he made a comment that I'm going to let Ann talk about, because it really resonated with us mm-hmm. as to what we are all about.
Yeah.
So our nephew Nick says this, and we're like, that's exactly what we are. So
when we were on the elite call this last week learning about NAD, Tara Wilson, who's a Pro 9, had said when people ask her what she does, she says she's with a publicly traded biotech company. Okay. And that is what she tells people. She's with a publicly traded biotech company. And I liked that, because I thought that's a pretty cool way to introduce this to people. But I wasn't really sure truly, if somebody were to ask me, well, what does that mean, how I would respond. I wouldn't know how I would respond, but I liked the terminology. So I was talking with my nephew, and he and his wife, like Steve said, they do research for a company, and they have biology degrees. And so they do research. And I said, so Nick, I said, tell me a little bit about what you do. And he said, well, we work for a biotech company. And, he started to tell me about the research that they were doing. And I said, what do you mean by biotech company? What does that mean to you when you say you work for a biotech company? And he said, well, it's using biology to solve a problem. And I thought, that is such a good, easy response, and it's what we do.
Exactly.
So we do we partner with a publicly traded biotech company because we're using biology to solve the problem of aging, mm-hmm. Is what we're doing. So I liked that. I thought that was a good way to be able to present yourself when somebody's asking you, what do you do? I've partnered with a publicly traded biotech company. We're using biology and nutrigenomics
to solve a problem,
which is nutrients, to solve the problem of aging.
Mm-hmm. And that's duplicatable, and that's simple. You don't want to overcomplicate it. You don't want to sound overbearing or like a scientist. But I mean, even a guy like me with my background in the construction world, I can understand that. Using biology, I'm not a biologist, but I'm using biology to solve a problem. I partner with a company, we're using biology to solve a problem. So that resonated. It was just interesting the way somebody else in the outside world phrased it back to us as to what they do. The other thing he had said, he goes, so what does your company do? And I said, well, we changed your DNA expression. And he goes, that makes complete sense. He goes, if you guys are basically interacting with, free radical damage and that type of thing, he goes, you guys are actually changing the DNA and gene expression. So that's exactly what we do. Now that's probably too overcomplicated to tell somebody, but Ann's phrase of using biology to solve a problem is awesome. We use biology to solve a problem. We have nutrigenomics, it's nutrition and biology to solve the problem. So hopefully that little bit of information helps you guys with what to share. I know that's what I'm going to use, because people will ask me, what do you do? And sometimes even in our shoes, being even in the elite ranks, we fumble around sometimes and not know exactly what to say. So I think that that's a great terminology. And if they say, well, tell me more, say, I can share information, and Amy, you're really good about sharing a video. And that's when you can, spit out a video to people and take it to the next step, get them on a 3-way call with Ann or I to explain more information. Okay. So that was a little bit about a tip we wanted to give. I talked a little bit about Marcel driving deep into your business, not necessarily worrying about your first level of people that you enroll. Our company, guys, is made up of a lot of customers, and don't ever be afraid to sign up a customer, because that is the backbone of our company is customers. Okay. Unfortunately, customers don't necessarily talk about the product that much. That's what distributors do. So always keep that in mind. So for the people that we're recording this on, the people that are going to Elite Academy, we're only, for us, a week from tomorrow, we leave for Elite Academy. We go in early because we have some leadership meetings. I wish everybody on the team was going. If you're not going, I never say look past the next event, but certainly the next event will be Cancun, which is going to be absolutely incredible. It's the first time the company's ever done a destination EA. So that'll be both a lot of education and powerful information, along with a little vacation for everybody. So it's going to be very cool. And don't forget, it's a write-off because it is a business expense. Yeah. So EA coming up next week. For those of you that are coming, is this your first event? Come prepared to make this a business trip. I always tell people, don't come and just party until 2 in the morning and then expect to get information. It's just, believe me, we go out at night. We have a blast at these things. We pour ourselves into the EA during the day, from 9 a.m. until whatever it is, 5. We gain a lot of information, and then we usually go to dinner with the team or as many people as we can, and then we go out and have some cocktails, enjoy the evening, but we go to bed at a decent hour. Get up the next morning, do it all over again. Usually the company provides, a nice, they do now, they never used to, but usually a nice pad for taking notes. I tell people, don't ever hesitate to take as many notes as you can. Take pictures of the screens, because you want to write down as much as you can. Don't leave your fortune to your memory. Write it down. And then when you're on the plane going back, you can read it. You can be familiarized with it. Don't be afraid to meet people, to socialize with people, to network with people.
Get numbers from other people so that you can use them as third-party validation as well.
Yeah. I mean, I have thousands of LifeVantage people on my phone, because you meet somebody and you ask them what their background is, and they say, well, I'm a horse person. Well, next thing you know, you meet somebody out there in your world that wants to know how this would affect a horse. So you can reach out to that person that's a horse person. Maybe you meet a beautician, and you have a lot of friends that are really into the hair care. So you say to this beautician person, hey, can we trade information, because I'd love to get you on a 3-way call with people that I know. That's the whole networking thing. And you'll find with this company, everybody works together seamlessly. Everybody loves to help each other because of that, eventually that elite bonus pool. Once you get to the elite ranks, everybody's on the same team. So we're all working to get to that elite rank. So anybody and everybody would help you. So yeah, that's EA next week. Get there early, get registered. You go to the store, you can pick up product and all that type of stuff. It's really awesome. What else did we want to touch on?
I think
I think that was it. We want to touch a little bit on the new product. I want to talk to you guys about a couple of those tips that we heard from our nephew, which is pretty cool. A little bit about Marcel. We will send you guys the Ray Higden video, and I highly recommend, even if you're slightly involved with social media, he gives some great tips on how to use social media. Mainly what he focuses on, just a little sidebar, is everybody always talks about you got to spend all kinds of time and months building relationships. He kind of cuts right to the chase, and you'll hear that when he talks about it. I agree, you got to build relationships, but there's also, in that completely cold market, instead of just building relationships for months and months and months, he just calls it right out and says, are you interested? And he'll explain why. So I definitely recommend jumping on that. So with that, I don't know if anybody has a question, Amy, I know that you're working out, you're riding bicycles and doing all kinds of stuff. Let me just unmute. Okay. So I know you're in the middle of working out. You had, real quick, till I got in, she was placing a hair care for herself and for a friend, and she wanted to know, doesn't really want the serum. So is it better to get the whole package, and because you can go ahead and get the serum, or do you think splitting it out?
It does, when you are getting the whole package, free shipping on everything that is included in the order. So if of course, the serum is going to cost more than what the shipping is. So if you probably just need to piece it out and look at what the cost of it is, including shipping, which will be beneficial for you.
If the serum is more than shipping, then just
it's definitely more.
Yeah. So if the serum is actually, if the serum's $25, then you're better off just paying for shipping.
Okay.
And you could package all that together and get just the one shipping charge.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, I just want to confirm that. And
so I would just put one of the bottles of Protandem on auto, and then October 4th, I would switch it to the package, because by then I'll be out of other stuff. So then I would put the NAD and all that, whatever package I'm going to get, and then just change that to auto.
Yeah, you can always change your auto ship. I change mine every month because we don't always need everything. So I just make sure, I typically have our auto ship for the 15th of the month. And then at the beginning of the month, I can figure out what is it that I need. But auto ship dates are the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th. Those are the 5 auto ship dates that the company will ship out product automatically on. So you can choose the 25th if you want, and that gives you a month to kind of figure out what it is that you're going to need and to make sure you're changing it each month. It's very simple to change. You're just going back office under, and where it says subscription, orders, you're clicking.
Well, I remember we walked through it last time, so I just wanted to make sure that I could change it.
You just need to make sure that when you make the changes, there's a little bottom that says, submit changes. Yeah. So you click on that submit changes button before you,
to make sure it says.
But yeah,
are you okay?
I'm okay. I'll be okay.
All right, good.
Yeah, no dying on us.
No.
No dying on the Zoom call. Yeah, I mean,
my turn.
Yeah, you can order the hair care and all that right now along with your Protandim, and then just add the NAD next month. So that's, so that'll work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I needed to put something on auto ship this month.
You definitely want to.
Well,
so
the
you make sure
last
you get your
auto ship is tomorrow, and so you'd have to probably put that on.
No, I'm doing it as soon as I get home. I was waiting to ask. So as soon as I get home tonight, I'm going to do it.
Okay, sounds good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, good. Any other questions for now? Anna's ready to rock and roll. Let us know.
Okay.
When you're ready, you want to get in next month, we'll meet with schedule maybe to come up and go to your place or wherever you want up in PA and get some people over, and we'll present the whole program for you.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
What works for you, and we'll be happy to do that for sure. Get you going immediately. So I wouldn't want to wait, and I don't like people to get in and say, well, a couple of weeks to get together, let's get in and get your money back immediately, and then some. That's the goal.
Yes.
All right.
Can you I'm sorry. Can you repeat the auto ship date?
The 10th, the 15th, 20th, and 25th.
25th?
Yep, every 5th day of the month,
Okay.
they'll send out an auto ship. You know, so you
Right.
can select when you're editing your auto ship, you can edit the payment information, you can edit your auto ship date. If you need it on the 5th of the month, 1 month, and you don't need it until the 25th of the next month, you know, you can always change your auto ship
Okay.
or what you're ordering.
Yeah, you'll have
Why
to.
does it take it over a week for it to get to your home?
Because it's 5 to 7 business days shipping. That's
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you place that first order, that's what takes the time. But once you get on that subscription,
It typically doesn't take that long.
yeah, it's just
Okay.
Mm,
All right.
okay.
so.
Okay.
Good deal.
Okay.
All right, let us
All
know
right.
any questions, you guys. Amy, have a good workout,
Yeah.
and don't be so excited.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week.
All
Okay.
right.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.